Don't wait for tomorrow. Live for today. Keep chasing the sunshine and go out and play.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another deal reveal where we bring together the United States and Canadians so that they can do now for tomorrow. Look at this amazing sweater that Joe Sanzone, our property inspector from All Star Inspections here in Cleveland, gifted for Christmas. So thank you. This is a shout out to you, Joe. You're awesome. Love it, love it. I've been wearing it all day. It fits perfectly. And look at this. Look at this. Isn't it represent so well what we are doing here at JK Real Estate Partners? Mixing Canada and the US together so that everybody leaves with a smile, quality housing, and quality cash flow. So that's what the deal reveal is all about. Quickly, let's do a quick shout out here. Who here is on the deal reveal for the very first time? So in the chat, you can go in there, say hello, say if it's your first time. Kevin wants one too, Joe. He says, I love it. Hey, Victoria, nice to see you. Brian, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. It does look pretty good, doesn't it? Who else do we have? Sylvie, hello, hello. Brian, first time here. Nice to have you here. So I'll be sure to give you a little intro of what we do here. But there's a lot more of you on the call. I'm just going to read off the top here, see who I catch. Andrew, Austin, Bakalhania, Brian, Catherine, Charles, David, Francois, Harry, Heather, Isabel, Jenny, John, Oni, another John, Kevin, Anonymous, M, Learmont, Peter, another Peter, Krot. Sorry if I mispronounced that. SP, not sure who that is. Shadeen, Sylvie, Varun, Victoria, nice to have you all here, as well as the people who are still logging in and who are listening cross-posted on social. First time for Peter as well. Fantastic. Nice to have you here, Peter. So, the deal reveal, it's a quick little show where we try to be as interactive as possible because every week at this time, 7 p.m. Eastern, we bring you a deal. It's most times it's a real deal that you can take action on. And so today's duplex is a real duplex. And if you're interested, you just send us an email, reach out to us, and we can put you in contact with the wholesaler, the agent, or the seller, depending on who it happens to be for the deal. And off you go to the races and start buying up some property for cash flow. So that's what we do at the deal reveal. Usually 10-15 minutes, in and out, boom, that's we go, and then we go for next week. I will say that next week we're going to bring one of our community members, Carolyn, who is going to reveal her most recent deal as well. So sometimes we do that on the deal reveal. We bring the success stories, people who are just closing their deals and who are sharing their experience, the process, their golden nuggets, so that you too can follow in their footsteps. And so you can eventually be featured on the deal reveal someday soon. I will say that we have a free meet and greet. This is French. It'll be in Laval on March 12th. And we're going to have one in Gatineau. Still undecided if it's English or French. I'm pretty sure it's going to be in French on, I believe it's the 7th of March as well. So we're going to be in the Ottawa, Gatineau, Montreal, Laval area at the early March twice. So you'll have two opportunities to catch us in person for a free meet and greet where you'll get to shake our hands and talk about U.S. real estate, network with us live. So we're excited for that. So I will say also that if you haven't already downloaded our free ultimate calculator, it's the same calculator I use for my deals. I just got a pretty sweet deal downtown Cleveland last week, got it inspected today, and this property is probably going to generate about $10,000 a month, and pretty excited. And so I'm using the same calculator to crunch my numbers to make sure my cash flow, my cash on cash, my ROI, all of the metrics are falling in place. And so if you haven't already gotten the calculator, just drop in the chat calculator, and someone from the JK team who's on right now will be able to guide you to where you can download it. And Lori, that's wonderful. You live in Gatineau. I look forward to seeing you in early March. So that's it. So if you're interested in the calculator, Mohammed, you got it. Just drop it in there. Brian as well. Bolu. See a bunch of people who weren't there at the beginning. Harry, wonderful. JK team, if you can just help them out, give them the free calculator. Bakel Hanya as well. We got you. We got you covered. So, what is the deal of the week this week? Well, first and foremost, I want to remind you that we give a free coaching session to anybody who joins the Deal Reveal. So, if you haven't already taken advantage of a free coaching session, I pay our coaches to coach you so that you save thousands in mistakes you never make, earn tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands in equity and cash flow. Plus, it's a great opportunity to meet some of our coaches as well. It's free for you, anyways. And so take advantage of it if you haven't already. If the link is right on the screen, but if I'm too fast here, at any point in the chat, you can just say free coaching call, and JK team is going to help you out, give you the link so you can book that session. Perfect. Thank you, JK team. All right, so the deal of the week. Here we go. We're going to analyze it lightning fast like we always do on the deal reveals in 10 minutes, probably less. We're going to be out of here. We're going to make sure that there's cash flow, and not just a little bit, a lot more than what you're likely used to compared to your local Canadian market. And we're going to see if this is the right place and time to invest. So I'd like to thank Robert for submitting this deal. Robert is actually the owner of this property, so we are direct to seller on this off-market deal, okay? So here's the address, 12418 Gruss Avenue in Cleveland for $130,000. Now, for those of you who've been on the Deal Reveal for quite some time, we've been doing this for 4 years, every Thursday without fail, bringing you another deal. You'll probably notice that this one's a little bit more expensive than what we usually show on the Deal Reveal. The difference is this is 100% turnkey, and it comes with some guarantees because not only is it turnkey, it was freshly renovated turnkey. So it's not just, yeah, it's turnkey, you can just rent it. No, no. The floors were redone, the new hot water tank, new furnaces across the board. It is a new, freshly redone property to Section 8 standards. For those of you who don't know Section 8, it is a federal subsidized rent program. So the federal government pays for these tenants' rent, sometimes in full, most times the majority of their rent. And so that's on the first business day of the month, the rent comes in into your bank account. So there's not even hardly any, or there hardly is any, or there is no rent collection to worry about with this property, okay? And it is a duplex. We'll get to it in a minute. So we got 2 of those rentals coming in. Little sidebar, if you've been paying attention to politics and everything, Trump earlier this week basically announced that there was a lot of funding that was getting cut off in the US, and a lot of people were worried about Section 8 being part of that category of funding cut. There are 9 million households in the US that are on Section 8 funding right now, and they have not cut funding on Section 8. Okay, that's the bottom line here. It is, for all intents and purposes, guaranteed rents. So nothing to fear on that side yet, or anyways, it's safe. Don't worry about that. All right. So now that's the property. Your job is to say, is this a deal or no deal? So let's take a look. Start your timer. We're going to start crunching some numbers and seeing if this is truly a deal. So first and foremost, we are buying a turnkey property. So I don't expect to buy with a huge discount because you're buying something that doesn't need any work, right? Who's going to sell at a 30, 40, 50% discount a property that's perfect? No one, all right? Unless it's your, a family member that wants to help you out, or a friend or something like this. But ultimately, 130, there might be a little bit of wiggle in there, but ultimately that's pretty much the appraised value of the property, okay? So are we buying at a discount? I'm going to say no on this one, or if we are, very, very little. But it is a 4-2, right? It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath per side, or up-down. Yeah, this is an up-down duplex. What else do we got here? You can go on Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com. You can go to all these places and kind of see what properties nearby are selling for, what are the comparables and so forth. But I've got a good agreement with this seller that we're not going to pay above its market value. So whatever the appraisal comes back at, that's the most that anyone's going to pay. So if it comes back at a 130, that's fine. If it comes up at 120, well, 120 is going to be the price. We're never going to pay more than the appraisal. Okay. So that's number one. Are we buying at a discount? Nah, not really. Are we paying more than it's worth? No, we're not. And second, are we buying cash flow? Now, this is really where this property is going to shine. So this property, oh, one thing I forgot to show you is kind of where it is in Cleveland. Where's that map? Let's see if I can find the map for you. Just to give you an idea of where it's at here. Let me put it in here. So realtor.com is another good resource for you that you can take a look at, maybe a couple of pictures of the property, see it's off market, like I mentioned, over 100 years old. Seller bought it for 40, then did the big renovation. So they are flipping this property. And so they will be making a profit, and that's okay. So long as the numbers work for you, they have to work for the seller to make the win-win. So let's just take a look at this map real quick, just so you have an idea where it's at. Come on, we can do it. But we're on the east side of Cleveland. Wait till the map comes up here. East side of Cleveland. Come on, it's really slow. All right, let me talk around this for the time being. So there, okay, here it comes. Okay. So we are right here, kind of tucked in between Glenville, Forest Hill, and the South Collingwood area. I'm not exactly sure what neighborhood it's in officially, but we're in that general zone, which I would say is a C minus or D area, right? So it's not your best part of Cleveland. It is not. But everywhere across Cleveland, it's definitely picked up in the last 10 years. So just to put in perspective, your downtown is here. So we're really on the east side. We're still in Cleveland. We're not in a suburb like Cleveland Heights or South Euclid or up here in Euclid. We're not there. We're really in Cleveland. And generally speaking, I will be perfectly transparent because I mean, I want you to know what's on the table here. This Glenville off Eddy, not your best area. Not your best area. Now I'm told by the seller, and again, this is part of the due diligence, that this little pocket right up here is actually a nice part. Now, I'm going to personally verify that because this was kind of on my, it's an iffy area, especially right here. So just know area might be a consideration. So we got two things going on, right? We got the area that is an iffy. We'll see if these streets are particularly diamonds in the rough. We'll see. And we're not really buying at a big discount, right? Or at any discount. So where's the deal here? Well, let's take a quick look at the cash flow. Okay. So since we are in that inner city Cleveland, that C minus D area, I highly recommend some guaranteed rents. I highly recommend Section 8 or Eden or VA or Smile Foundation, something to get some guaranteed income. Because if you go there, you can go to you can basically very easily predict how much rent is going to be in these areas. So this is the price, the maximum that Section 8 will pay based on how many bedrooms and based on the zip code of the property. This is 44108. Notice that they just updated it on January 1st. Every year they update it. Sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down. Often they go up. Most times they go up. Sometimes they go down. It's all depending on supply and demand. But ultimately, here we have a 2-bedroom that the program is going to pay up to $1129. That's if the owner pays for all the utilities. Section 8 or the federal government will pay up to $1129. Now, we are not particularly fond of paying for all the utilities for our tenants. We like to have them be responsible, especially for the power or gas, electric and gas, and sometimes all of them if it's sub-meters. So ultimately, I would just bump this down to about $1,000 a month, okay? But we have 2 units. So there's $2,000 a month guaranteed rents that can come off this particular investment. So $2,000 a month, we got 12 months a year, that's $24,000 a year of income, guaranteed income coming in. And I'm just going to use a quick 40% expense ratio deal here for you. Whoops. Let's redo that again. Sorry. So we had something clicked. So we had 24,000 a year. We're going to use a 40% expense rule. We got 14,400 a year of cash flow coming in if you bought this property cash. And now if we're buying it and we're all in for 130,000, we're seeing that we are above a 10% return, above a 10 cap. We're at 11.1 basically, right? We're at 11.1% cap rate on this particular property. Now, double digit is very strong, right? The minute you hit double digit cap rate, you're definitely in strong cash flow, strong fundamental number territory. Now, is it strong enough? That's the question where you have to say, is it a deal or no deal? Does the fact that it be in a little bit of a rougher area make that an 11 cap is not good enough for you, or is it good enough for you? At some point, you're going to have to make up your mind of where does that line fall for you. We can always negotiate a little bit, but this is really for the investor who's kind of looking for a first investment, who's afraid or doesn't have the skill or the team to pull off a renovation. Well, this one comes turnkey. It also comes with some free management for 1 or 2 years and a guarantee on all the renovation that happened as well for 1 or 2 years, negotiable, right? So, Brian, does that factor in management? Well, I just mentioned it. Yes, it definitely factors in management at this number. It factors in taxes, insurance, management, maintenance, utilities, and a $50 per month shit buffer budget. Okay, so we're really padding it in there to make sure that that cash flow is real cash flow. And with the guaranteed rents on the other side, we got that going. So that's it. 10 minutes in and out. Do we have a deal? I see that M. Lermond has been on the deal reveal before because he already stated it's a deal. Lori, that'd be a deal in my opinion. Fantastic. So is this a deal or no deal? This is the time to be interactive. It's time to say, is this a deal or no deal? Leonard says it's a deal. Perfect. Anybody else who'd like to chime in on this particular property for the week? Paulo says, it's a deal. Stan says it's a deal with 3 L's. Rory says it's a deal with an exclamation point. I love it. I love it. So, who else? Rory. Brian says not sure about the area, the neighborhood, and that is a valid concern. It's definitely something you'll want to check with your property manager or survey a couple property managers to see how they'd be comfortable in that area. With solid management, I have no problem going into East Cleveland, going to the hood, but without solid management, I won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. So that is part of the due diligence process. I know for this particular property, the seller owns over 50 properties in Cleveland, flips a ton, and so he is actually offering to manage the property for free for 1 or 2 years, depends how good you're at negotiating and if I'm helping you in that negotiation, all right? So there is that. But is he the only one willing to manage here? He better not be, because what if something happens? You need a backup plan. So that's all I want to say for this deal. We have, it's a real deal, first come, first serve. So if anybody has interest in this particular opportunity, send us an email. JK team, drop that email in the chat for everyone, please. Thank you very much. info@jkrealestatepartners.com. I highly recommend a Section 8 guaranteed rents on this property due to the location. But we do have that double-digit cash flow, probably has 2-3 times more cash flow, maybe 4 times more cash flow than what you're used to seeing in your home market. And so is that enough to make you jump the border and start investing in the US? Well, you tell me. So that's our deal reveal for the evening. Thank you so much for showing. Most of you think it was a deal. And again, I'll ask this probably for the last time this year, but if you like what we do here on the deal reveal, go on Google, type up JK Real Estate Partners, and give us a review on Google. That'd be much, much appreciated. If you're not convinced about what we do here yet, then that's fine too. Wait till next week before you give us our review, but I'm much appreciated. We want to get out there. We want to become, if we're not already, the reference for Canadians buying into the US. We've been doing it for nearly 10 years. After 3, we had 42 units in our portfolio. After 5, we had over 100, and that was 5 years ago. So we got quite a few deals going on. We're currently negotiating under contract. I shouldn't say negotiating. We have it under contract. A 19 unit in Cleveland, a part of Cleveland's history, a Millionaire's Row mansion downtown Cleveland. Plus, just today we got no, it was yesterday. We inspected another downtown property, two buildings on one lot. One's going to become a co-living apartment for 7 residents, and the other building is going to be an adult-themed Airbnb with a play space venue. It's going to be off the charts. That's the $10,000 a month deal that I was talking about. So if any of these things that I'm talking about are of interest to you, let's have a chat. There's so many ways to get involved. You saw that other slide. Let me just go back for a second here. You know, some of you want to be active, like right off the deal reveal, hey, I want that property, and you go ahead, take it. I got too many deals. Take this one. Others say, I want to hire you, Kyle. I want to hire you, the deal butler, to find me a deal, negotiate a deal for me, and put it on a silver platter so I buy it. That's the easy button. That's only available for members of our community. So if that's of interest, you got the deal butler. Or if you've just got money lying around and you want to become more passive in your investments, you want to kind of partner up with people who are active, that's cool too. We ourselves, sometimes we do work with passive investors or other members of our community. A lot of them are looking for passive investors as well. So if you're of the passive investment kind, you want to put your money to work, you don't particularly want to put any time, there's opportunities for you as well in the JK community. So again, that's it. Free coaching call if you haven't already booked one, jkrealestatepartners.ca/jkdiscovery, or just go to our website, see what's happening. Like in May, we're having our epic bus tour in Cleveland. So for a full weekend, we are bringing you in properties, meeting our power team members who will then become your power team member. You'll get to meet Joe, who got me this shirt, but not only Joe, multiple handfuls of other members of our teams here in Cleveland that we are using and that you can also partner with or work with on your own deals. So all that and more included in the All You Can Learn Pass. If anybody is interested in learning in 3 to 6 months what we've learned in the last 10 years, join the All You Can Learn Pass. What cost us multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn, you can have for under $1,000. That's the All You Can Learn. And it gives you access to the Deal Butler, where you can hire me to go find you some deals that meet your cash flow needs. So the All You Can Learn, we guarantee that we're going to keep on coaching you, keep on helping you until you buy that first or your next property. And if you're interested in the All You Can Learn, just check in the chat right now. Click on that. JK team, I know I threw a lot at you, but we got the bus tour link in there. We got the All You Can Learn in there. And Brian says you have your call tomorrow. That's fantastic. And he's looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it as well. So thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. That's our deal reveal. Join us next week. We're going to bring Carolyn to the forefront, who's going to showcase the property she just recently purchased, and we can all celebrate together on her first U.S. deal. So with that being said, have a great evening, everyone, and do now for tomorrow.